So getting right to the point, I'm here to announce Will Turner into the Hall of Fame. Great player, great person, played in the late 90s. His best team went to the Final Eight. We probably would have won if we had home court advantage, but the NCAA has some rule that our gym wasn't big enough, which that got corrected later on. And most importantly, he had heart. Will was extremely good at getting to the rim. He's the quickest forward, one of the quickest forwards, if not the quickest we ever had. All right, I usually stutter a little bit, so bear with me. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. We'd like to have like a receiving line for Will. So all it is just a high five line. We're all going to high five him when I call him up. Will basically was on his way, I believe, to Virginia State, I think, when Will's a preacher. So I'm going to say, I think God had another plan. And Ed Harvard, who is here. Ed? All right, he's already up. Great. Ed's the guy that told us about Will, then the whole coaching staff, and then the whole school. The college gets behind. We take players around to meet everybody, and the rest is he ended up coming. There's a little more to the story, too. It'll be up to Will if he wants to tell any more. But we're happy you got here. Stephen Davis, did he make it? No, Steph was the one that nominated Will to the Hall. There's a couple other people I think are here in spirits, probably Larry James and Vera King Farris. And that's about it. So I'm not very good at the announcing thing. So I was sitting next to Eric Finkel. Eric is the voice of the Ospreys, who these guys all know. So Eric, will you come up and do the honors and get them out here? So from the 1990s, he's way better at this than me.
That's Will Turner for 2 points. These are words we heard quite often during the next inductee's career, and I would imagine more than any opponent of Stockton would have liked. In Mr. Turner's career, he scored 1,382 points, placing him 6th all-time in that category. But not only was he an offensive presence, he was proficient in all facets of the game. In rebounding, he had a total of 588, placing him 9th all-time in rebounds. Had 126 steals, placing him 10th all-time in that category. And in blocks, he had 103, placing him 2nd all-time in Stockton history. Not only were his stats impressive, but his awards and accolades were many. He led the team in scoring, rebounds, and field goal percentage in 2 seasons. He was 2-time NJAC All-Conference 1998 second team and 2000 first team. He was 2-time NABC Atlantic District second team 1998 and 99. He was named 2000 Stockton Male Athlete of the Year and was a part of 2 NCAA tournament teams, including a Final 8 finish in 1999. With all that accomplished, he is also such a great guy. It is my pleasure to introduce our next nominee into the Hall of Fame, Will Turner.
Can we give it up to the receiving line? Oh, well, I admit they messed me up with that one. That was totally awesome. I am honored and humbled. That's basically my testimony and my story. First, I'd like to give honor to God who's first in my life. I'd also like to thank John Heck. Can we give John Heck a hand, the chairman, for all of his patience in putting this event on. Chris basically took my whole speech. That was basically it. So that'll give us some time. I just wanted to really talk in 3 areas: my adolescence, college athlete, and as a professional. As an adolescent, my brothers are here, and that's where the competitive streaks really started, just as a young boy in the backyard playing basketball. So they're here, and I want to thank them for their love and their support. As time went on, my father passed away when I was about a junior in high school. And when my father passed away, then I met my pastor, who was my social studies teacher at high school. So he was my teacher, and he became my pastor as well. And so I didn't wear like nice suits and things like that till I met him. So that's where the jazziness came from. So I want to also thank him for his spiritual leadership and also helping me become the man that I am today. So I want to thank him as well. From there, I played basketball. I started playing a little bit, and a young man came to me and said, "Hey, you want to start playing AAU basketball?" I said, "Sure, I don't know what it's really about." And that was Mr. Harvard. And he started taking me around, and that's the person who really taught me the fundamentals. Where the box is, where it is down low. He showed me all the fundamentals of the game. And where I didn't have a father, he stepped in, took us to games in Connecticut, Virginia, New York. We played against talents like Antone Walker, Elton Brand. We were in a game with Tracy McGrady, all in the AAU setting. So that really is what took my career off. From there, he also sent me on a bus at 18 years old to go to Virginia State University. So we went to Virginia State University. They said, you can have 5 people play. 5 people played. He said, we like your game. We want to give you a scholarship. From there, he gave me the scholarship, and it wasn't official till you sign that letter of intent. I signed the letter of intent, but there was only one issue. My mom was diagnosed with scleroderma, a terminal illness that there was no cure for. So I said, Coach, I don't know if I can stay here. I prayed about it. I said, I'm not sure. He said, well, why don't you call your mom right now and let's see what she says. I said, fine. He said, Miss Turner, your son, he's debating whether he should come or go. And she said, what do you think he should do? And she said, tell my son to come home. And that was it. And I said, Coach, I got to go. And so I went home, and I came back to Stockton and joined the EOF program here at Stockton. And that's when I became part of the EOF family, which is a whole nother family. And some of the basketball players are also part of that family, with Debbie, Tony, Barb, and Big Steph. And those guys have really, they really shaped me, helped me get opportunities I could never imagine. Big Steph, I remember my freshman year, I broke up with my girlfriend. It seemed like everything fell down at the same time. I was in a court by myself. I didn't have a ride home. And he came in his big burgundy Caprice, took me back to Vineland, and it started from there. From there, I joined the basketball team. As a freshman, I was coming from a scholarship, Division II scholarship in Virginia, and I came to Stockton, so I knew I was starting right away. But once I got here, I realized it didn't work like that. There was this whole system thing. I only played 7 people. And I said, listen, I'm not your average player, Coach. And I said, who's your biggest big man? They said, well, we got a guy now, his name's Marty Smalls. And I said, listen, I don't care who he is. You know, I'm trying to get on the court. And we battled every day. And so Kevin Brooks, he was our coach. He's the one who let me know what the kitchen was. Willie, get them kids out your kitchen. The kitchen was the paint, and anybody down there, you eat them up. I said, okay, Coach. So me and John Mole had some heavy battles. So to all the coaches, I thank them, Coach Brooks, Coach Hutch, Coach Rick Barry, who helped me out tremendously, Coach Chris Crowley, and to the legend we all know, Coach Jerry Matthews. He's the one that gave me my name. My name is William James Turner, but he always called me Willie. I don't know where he got Willie from, but from then on, I've been Willie. And when he gets angry, don't let him give you that look where he'll look away when he's angry. Hey, Willie, you're here. He's looking over there. That's when you know he's really angry. As a freshman, there was nothing I could do right. There's a couple times my attitude was very poor my freshman year. There's times I came to practice late. He said, hey, Willie, do me a favor. Start jogging. So I started jogging, guys warming up. Then next thing you know, it's halfway through practice, I'm still jogging. Toward the end of practice, I'm still jogging. By the end of practice, I'm still jogging. He brings everybody back in, says, okay, Willie, come on in. I tell you, I have never been late to another practice after that. Coach Matthews has taught us many things, leadership qualities. I had a chance to go to California with him. And the things that he's done as a coach, this day and age society, you're not just a coach anymore. You got to be a coach, a father, a psychologist, you name it. And Coach Matthews has been all that and then some. He's accomplished. He has over 600 wins. He has coached for 30 years without a losing season. You can give him a hand. My senior year, it came very close. 30 years without a losing season, and my senior year was very dicey. And I said, listen, not on my watch. This is not going to be the team that's going to be the losing season. So things like that, we love Coach. My teammates, when I came as a freshman, people like Carl Cochran, Eric Magazine, Umal, Rakeem, Marty, just the list goes on and on. E-Mag, these guys took me in as a brother. They accepted me, and they brought me in on the team. Coach Matthews called me one day after this team that is about to come up after me. He called after our freshman year. We won the NJAC, all that stuff, and I'll never forget it. He called me and said, hey, Willie, we don't have any returning superstars coming back next year. And I remember being on that phone like, is he serious? We don't have anybody coming back. And he probably don't realize it, but I took that as motivation, and I said, listen, I'm going to work my behind off as much as I can to be the best player that I can. And I think, that really lit a fire under me. But I thank Coach because he always challenged you. He didn't settle for less. When I had some challenges, once my mother died and I found some other things out, he sent me to counseling. And that really helped me and set me on another trajectory. So, and also when we went to California, I never seen Coach's wife, but when we went to California, he brought his wife with him. And we also seen, support. That sometimes not just basketball, it's, the people that support you. So I want to take the time now to recognize my support system, and that is my lovely wife, Jerry Turner, my sisters who are with me, my work family, my extended family, my daughter, who is 3 years old, who has been all over the place all night long, Whitley Grace, and to my son, William, who just turned 1 year old. My dream was to become a coach like Coach Matthews, and I remember having a conversation with him, and he said, hey, you want to get your schooling and take care of your family. And from there, I said, okay. So I really loosened the grip on coaching. I got my master's. And now I stand before you today as the assistant principal in a local school district in Bridgeton. And I just want to thank Stockton Athletics, my family. One of the greatest compliments I received at Stockton was from one of the administrators here, Eileen Conrad. She's no longer here, Eileen Conrad Folks. And she honored me in one of the EOF presentations. And she said, I want to introduce Will Turner, someone who treats everybody, no matter if they're the janitor or the president, as if they're the same person. And that's my motto, to try to treat everybody like they're somebody. Live by the golden rule, treat everybody how you want to be treated. And I just thank Stockton. They say when people are nice, they don't have to be nice to you. And I want to thank Stockton for being nice to me and helping me become the person that I am today. And Chris mentioned Larry James. I want to also ask if everyone can give a round of applause also to Larry James. As we wrap it up, as we get ready to come to the next game, I want to the next team. I know I'm forgetting some people. There's no way I can thank everyone, but I think that says it all. So Stockton Athletics, thank you, and thank you.